Hello and welcome back to Green Money Momentum, where we talk about market movements, making money, and money momentum. And recently, it has felt like the world is collapsing, with the most recent news from Jerome Powell coming last month, with the projected 4 rate cuts going down to just 2, which sent the what was bullish markets into kind of a bearish pit. And we've also recently had the wildfires in LA, and we have the possible TikTok ban coming on January 19th. But on the positive side, we do have Donald J. Trump getting back into office on January 20th. And what is really exciting is I'm actually going to be in Washington, D.C. for the inauguration. So I'm going to be heading there on the 17th, and I'm going to be doing a vlog over the weekend. I'm going to be visiting the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Lincoln Memorial, and other events, including the inauguration. So I'm pretty hyped for that, and I'm going to be vlogging the whole journey. So if you're not subscribed already, please do so you could be there for my vlog on the 20th. I'm also planning on doing a live stream on the 21st, since on the 20th it is also MLK Day. So with the inauguration and MLK Day, the markets will be closed. But on the 21st, they could be going crazy as Donald J. Trump. It will be his first day into office after the inauguration. And so personally, I think this next week in the stock market is going to be going crazy for the anticipation of Trump. And recently, with how bearish the stock market has been, I know a lot of folks are feeling like they're losing money every single time they're taking a look at their investment portfolios. But I always encourage those times of fear, uncertainty, and doubt to be the times to invest, as historically we've seen that some of the scariest times in the last 100 years were hypothetically the best time to invest, going all the way back to the stock market crash of 1929, all the way into future events of 2008 and 2020. Whether you're investing into the stock market or other assets, anytime the market takes dips, that is historically a great time to invest, especially if you're going to be investing for the long term. And so another historic event we have coming up this upcoming week, like I said, on January 20th, is Trump will be getting back into office. This will be his second presidency term. And so he is going to be the first ever president to have a stock tied to his name. If you're not sure what that stock is, that is ticker symbol DJT, and that is for Truth Social. And that is his social media app for releasing the truth to the public. And if you followed the story of Donald J. Trump, you know that the media has not been a big fan of him, being a big critic of him, and having a lot of hate and bad things to say as he has ran for president these last 2 times, and just a lot of his career. So him having Truth Social makes total sense, and owning Truth Social, having the brand of bringing a social media company, a social platform, a streaming network, all that stuff that really caters to the truth is huge, as the media has actually kind of lost a case against Donald J. Trump recently, as he got a no penalty sentence in his hush money case. So we're going to be talking about that and a lot of other events today. But before we do the technical and fundamental analysis, I want to say that this is not financial advice, and I always recommend doing your own due diligence before making any financial decisions. So the first thing that I want to point out when looking at DJT, I think that the stock being at a $35 price is very undervalued, and I wouldn't be surprised if going into Monday we do see a volatility pop to start the markets for this upcoming week, whether it's in the pre-market, right at market open, or sometime during the day. I think that DJT being at a $35 price right now, right before the inauguration, is undervalued. And I do believe that with the inauguration just a week away, that the volume is going to start to pop. When we look at the volume for DJT for the last 3 months, we could see that the volume was popping right before the elections happened. The stock ran all the way up into the 40s and then was running into the 60s when there was a lot of halting and manipulation. We saw a lot of exchanges not allow the trading of DJT, and just for many minutes at a time, the stock being untradeable. This caused a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in a lot of investors, and we did see some sell-off from DJT. It retracted back into the 20s, but now it is holding into the 30s in a sideways channel. We see that it is right where the 50-day moving average and the 200-day moving average is, and what's really exciting is I believe that this is a strong support level for DJT, as when we draw this line out here, we see that this stock has hit this spot multiple times on the chart, with the only dip being the dip that happened right before the elections, just a couple months before. So just looking at DJT, this is a very strong support line, and we are holding strong right at that support line. And what's also exciting is we did see the 50-day moving average trading under the 200-day moving average for some time, but now the two are right at the same level right before the inauguration. And so with the inaugurations just being a week away, again, I see a lot of volume and momentum going into this stock, as a lot of people are going to possibly be buying the rumor, selling the fact for after Donald J. Trump gets elected, or a lot of people are just going to be buying in anticipation for Donald J. Trump getting elected and holding for the long term, which is what I'm personally doing. I have a lot of options contracts for DJT, but I am also holding a lot of shares of DJT. I do plan on possibly selling some of those options contracts right before the election, but I do plan on holding those shares for the long term. So I do have a short-term plan to make some profit from the momentum and everything going into this play coming up, but I also do believe in the stock on a long-term basis over the next 4 years. And so I also want to talk about the most recent case that happened with Donald J. Trump. This comes from a post he made on Truth Social. Trump writes that the radical Democrats have lost another pathetic, un-American witch hunt. After spending tens of millions of dollars wasting over 6 years of obsessive work that should have been spent on protecting New Yorkers from violent, rampant crime that is destroying the city and state, coordinating with the Biden-Harris Department of Injustice and Lawless Weaponization, and bringing completely baseless, illegal, and fake charges against your 45th and 47th president, me. I was given an unconditional discharge. That result alone proves that, as all legal scholars and experts have said, there is no case, there was never a case, and this whole scam fully deserves to be dismissed. The real jury, the American people, have spoken by re-electing me with an overwhelming mandate in one of the most consequential elections in history. As the American people have seen, this case had no crimes, no damages, no proof, no facts, no law. Only a highly conflicted judge, a star witness who is a disbarred, disgraced, serial perjurer, and criminal election interface. Today's event was a despicable charade, and now that it is over, we will appeal this hoax, which has no merit, and restore the trusts in America, trust of Americans in our great system of justice. Make America great again. This is pretty historic, as Trump was issued no punishment on the hush money case. He appeared there via Zoom on the in the court case, and he had a lot to say. He was not happy with the whole case, and like he said in that Truth Social post, that this has been a big witch hunt. Again, this is nothing new to Trump, and this is actually why Truth Social has launched more than just a social media app, but a streaming TV platform, Truth Plus, and a lot more. So Trump and Truth Social are really looking to be the platform for releasing the truth for Americans, because if we're talking about witch hunts and with how Donald J. Trump has been treated, it is just plain fact out there that these big social media and big media companies don't necessarily play fair out there. Not just Trump, but other individuals have been slandered by news networks like CNN and others before. So with Truth Social and Trump, they're really looking to make this the one and all platform for the truth. And so that all sounds great, but with stocks, I feel that it's not just about the news and the media. You really got to know the whole picture. You should know not just the technical analysis and some of the news and media, but you should really know the fundamental analysis as well. Does this stock look great on paper? How is the balance sheet? How is their price to earnings? So let's talk a little bit about the fundamentals of DJT. When we look at the net income for DJT, it isn't great, as almost every single quarter has been a losing quarter, losing millions of dollars, and it's also negative when we look at the earnings per share. And so many bears will point out to these factors of the negative net income and the negative earnings per share, saying that these are reasons to not invest into DJT. And since it is not really a money-making company, that this is a malinvestment and you should stay away. Although there is some negative net income, anytime you're starting a new business or product, it does take money to make money. But what DJT does have in its favor and in its hand is a lot of cash, as they hold a massive amount of cash on hand. And we could see in the final quarters of 2024, the cash on hand has grown. So DJT and Truth Social may be looking at making a big move with that money. And despite the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that has been in the markets over the last month from Jerome Powell saying that they're not going to be doing 4 rate cuts in 2025, but 2 instead, we know that in the past there has been some conflict between Jerome Powell and Trump. With that being said, I don't believe that the Fed is going to let things continue to get worse, and I do believe that the projection of 2 rate cuts could always be changed back to 4, especially if there is some pressure from President Trump. And with Trump getting back into office on January 20th, we also have the awful Gary Gensler leaving the Securities and Exchange Commission. So he's going to be retiring the same day that Trump is getting inaugurated into office. Gary Gensler has been awful for the markets. There's a lot of SPACs that he did not let run, and he is most notably famous for putting the crypto XRP under lawsuit. So getting him out of office, getting him out of the Securities and Exchange Commission is going to be a huge win for the markets. And as Trump gets into office, he is putting a lot of powerful individuals around him that also support him. So this upcoming 4 years may be very historic with everything we're going to see. There's also a lot of rumors where Trump is talking about buying Canada and many other things like tariffs and a lot of others. So there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and a lot of optimism, just a lot of mania in the markets right now. But with the fear, uncertainty, and doubt in DJT over the last couple weeks, with the stock not really running as a lot of other plays have, we did see that this last week it was pretty green in comparison to how bad some stocks and plays fell off a cliff. So I'm personally very bullish on DJT. Like I say, I'm going to be out there for the inauguration this next week. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, I definitely encourage you to do so. And I definitely encourage you to be here for the inauguration on the 21st when the markets open. I'm going to be doing a live stream with the stock DJT. So hopefully it is going bullish from Trump getting back into office. So I really don't have any fear when it comes to DJT, and I think that this is going to be a very positive week for DJT. But I would love to hear what everyone else has to say about the stock below. So please drop a comment, please leave a like, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much and have a great day. And let's go DJT.